Think turning your annual income into your monthly income is impossible? Think again. In the next few minutes, I'm going to challenge you to think outside of the box and consider something bigger than yourself. Get ready for a mind-blowing journey into the world of profitable franchising. I've seen a lot of people stuck in their 9-to-5 jobs dreaming of something bigger. But here's the thing, with the right franchise, we can make your dream a reality. I'm talking about real people who have done it. They've gone from struggling to pay their bills to running successful businesses that generate cash every month. I know what you're thinking. Franchises, isn't that just fast food? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot more to it. We're going to look at the perfect franchise that can totally change your life. And it's not just about making money. It's about guarding your time. So stick around. We're going to show you exactly how it's done. You're probably wondering, what's the secret sauce? What makes some franchises total money makers and others are barely scraping by? Well, we're going to break it down for you. It's got not much to do with luck or chance, and it actually has to do with the actual formula behind the franchises that turn annual income into monthly paychecks. Let's talk about brand identity. You know how some brands just kind of stick in your head. It's not by accident. The best franchises have strong, unique identities. It helps set them apart, and it makes customers think, I want to keep going back there again and again. But a brand that's just cool isn't enough on its own. What really causes a brand to take off is generally killer support system. We're talking about the training programs from the beginning, how to run the place, but also how to deal with customers, how to change the marketing. It's like having a secret weapon in your back pocket. From the very first day, you need backup, time. It's going to save you money. Now, here's the biggest thing, I think, and it's scalability. It's not how do I build one brand, but it's how do I scale my business? Even if I'm in a singular location, how can I build that to be stronger and see more customers? It's kind of like building with Legos instead of just building a house of cards. It's basically what you have to do to build your brand strong from the foundation so it doesn't topple over, and so you don't have really lots of customers coming in, but then that causes your labor force to run for the hills. Let me tell you, in today's world, you also can't ignore tech. So the franchises making the big bucks are not stuck in the past. They are all about technology, how to make it run smooth, how to use that tech to find a customer, how to help you manage your employees, how to keep those customers coming back. Technology is everywhere, and so we need to find a franchisor who's going to embrace it with you, even if you're not the tech genius. So what does it have to do with tech? Let's think market presence. Is your brand in high demand? Are other franchisees crushing it that you can take what they've learned and crush it in your own world, right? In your own neighborhood. So you have to put it all together. So you've got the franchise with the killer brand, you've got your team of experts backing you up, you've got the right training, the technology. Now you've got to get ahead of the game. You've got to be thinking of progress, what's coming next. And you're busy running your business. That's where the franchisor can help. That's your winning strategy to make sure you're partnering with the right brand. So the best part is you don't have to figure it out on your own. There's franchises out there that have already put the pieces together. They know what kind of franchise owner they're looking for, and they're letting me know if it's you. So when you're ready to make it happen, I just need you to stick around. There's a lot of information in this, and I want to kind of knock your socks off. So talk about the winning formula. It's a matter of getting to know you, understanding your background, your skill set, what your passions are, and then matching that with the right brand. Let me give you some success stories, okay? So our friend Doug used to work at a car dealership. He always knew he was an entrepreneur and knew he wanted to own his own business. Working at the car dealership definitely taught him how to interact with customers, the sales process, all the moving parts going on behind the scenes. When Doug left that, he started his own signing graphics business. He's been killing it ever since. But what he did in his past helped prep him for running his own business. Think about David. So David was a CFO. He was in a great position. He got unexpectedly laid off. And when I was talking to him, he basically said, yeah, I can go get a job, but I just keep telling myself, not again. I don't want to put that my family in that position. I'm ready to take the reins. So I worked with David for a couple of months. Now he's running a multi-million-dollar business. He has national accounts, local accounts. He has a team of tech and office people working with him, and he's thrilled. And last time I talked to him, he said, Lisa, the only thing I wish I'd changed is that I would have started this 10 years earlier. So what a good story. Think about Zach. So Zach is a veteran of the armed services. So when I was talking to him, he was actually working in a government position, but he wasn't in the service anymore. He was kind of a third party. So not only was he getting sick of the corporate red tape, and he knew there had to be a change, and he knew he wanted to take control. He was pretty handy, and now he's running his own home services brand, and he's remodeling kitchens and baths. And he has subcontractors doing the work, and he's out there managing those projects and, kind of being the rainmaker. So what do all these guys have in common? They did their research. They knew they had a drive to be a business owner, but they didn't exactly know what was the best business for them. So what did all these guys have in common? They did their research. They talked to the experts, and they picked brands that matched their skills and their interests, and not necessarily just their resumes. What's the other big thing? The support was a game changer. It's not like they're out there on their own. When the days get tough, they have a franchisor in their corner, someone showing them the ropes, evaluating the marketing. The other thing with these guys is they kept learning and growing. They didn't just sit back and say, okay, the franchisor is going to figure this out. I'm making 6 figures and I'm fine. They still had that drive to grow their business. And I need you to keep that in mind. If you become the franchisee, you're still the business owner. The buck still stops with you. You have the responsibility and the opportunity to grow. Okay, what really stands out is that these guys aren't just making money, they're happier. They're controlling their time, they're controlling their life, they're able to spend time with their family, and they have the freedom of choice. So if you're sitting in a cubicle right now and you're dreaming of something bigger, please know that it's possible. Those folks did it. You can do it too. It's not always easy. It takes the right franchise and the right attitude, but you can turn your annual income into your monthly take home. How's that for a change? Now I know you're wondering, okay, this sounds great. How do I make it happen? Well, I'm here to break it down for you. So we're going to look exactly at what you need to do to find the perfect franchise and start building your own empire. I'm doing this for 10 years. I've been in franchising for 20. My husband and I have owned 5 businesses together. And so I'm going to share the formula that I used to help us find our latest businesses, but also that I've used to help hundreds of others find their perfect fit. So what the thing is that you need to keep in mind is that not all franchises are created equal. Some are gold mines and some not so much. More than just the item 7. The FDD has 23 items. We're going to look at all of them, but it's more than that. We need to check out their performance metrics. We need to talk about sales figures. We need to look at the good stuff. It's kind of like peeking behind the curtain to get an understanding of what you're getting yourself into. The best part about franchising is the transparency of being able to talk to the other business owners. What's the best question to ask? Would you do it again? But you can't talk to those business owners on day one. You've got to learn about the brand. You've got to learn about their metrics and their sales performances. So you're asking educated questions. Otherwise, like my grandma would say, you might throw the baby out with the bathwater. So you've got to have some strategy. You can't jump in without a plan. So we need to look at how you're going to grow your business, manage your money. How are you going to keep it running smooth? It's not about cash all the time. It's about building something that's going to last. And here's a juicy secret for you. Some industries aren't great for franchising, and some are super great for franchising. And we're not just talking about fast food. There's certain franchises out there in industries that are crushing it. But guess what? Maybe they have to be a full-time business owner and you want to be a semi-absent business owner. You don't want to spend months and months getting excited and researching about the brand and then get right down to the finish line and find out, hey, you're going to need to quit your job in order to run this business. There are brands out there that will tell you that. Chick-fil-A. There's plenty of brands out there that are going to allow you to be a part-time, semi-absent business owner. Think about this. The last time you went to get your hair cut at, say, a Supercuts or a Cost Cutters, do you think the franchisee was the one cutting your hair? Do you think that business owner was even a barber? No. Think about the last time you went to McDonald's. Do you think the master chef back there making your Big Mac was actually the franchise owner? You know how a franchise functions is the franchise owner works on the business, not in the business. So we're gonna show you exactly how to find the brands that do just that. Let me tell you about a client of mine. So he was working a regular job, making decent money. He was in, so it's pretty much, he knew IT like the back of his hand, but he was ready to take the plunge. He wanted to get into his own business. And so we had to take a step back from IT. We talked about the market, the KPIs, the item 7, the item 19, the different ownership options, and he ended up determining that he was going to get into a home services business. Now, that took a couple of months to find that business, and it was a lot of research, but that research led him to an answer that he wouldn't have considered had he not talked to an expert in the industry. I'm here to help you. I want to break it down for you. We need to get to know each other, and I can help you evaluate franchises. It's kind of like the recipe for success, okay? I have all of the ingredients, but I also have the recipe, what to look at first, what to add second, in order to have the big picture, end of the process, have that cake. So anyway, the first thing that we need to do is talk about the fact that you're gonna need to do some homework. You're gonna need to invest some important time into this business. It takes a while to learn about the market. I don't want you to take my word for it. You're going to talk to other franchise owners, and chances are those franchise owners are going to tell you that they looked and researched that brand for 2, 3, maybe even 4 to 6 months. So there's something a lot of people forget. Your franchise doesn't necessarily need to match your background. Your franchise doesn't need to be the successful end to your college degree, to your resume build, okay? Those skill sets and that background that you're putting together can be very successful in multiple industries. And I get it. You're probably thinking, okay, now I'm super confused. Where do I start? Okay. Good news is I've put together a process. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. This is where I can come in and help you. I'm not just talking the talk here. I am a multi-unit franchise owner. My husband and I had a startup we did on our own, rolled those up, started this franchise. So I've been in your shoes. And just because we bought what we bought doesn't mean it's the perfect one for you. You have to go through the process, go through the weeks of learning about franchising, learning about yourself a little bit, and then get ready for the unique approach that we have to help you access your skill sets to fit you with the perfect brand. I will say more often than not, when I work with people and we get down to the end, they're usually down to a couple, all right? There's more than one way to get this done. There's probably more than one great brand out there for you. The formula that we use will very strategically narrow down the best ones for you to consider. We'll make some eliminations, we'll make some additions, and at the end of the process, the choice is truly yours. Remember this, you're not buying yourself a job. It's about creating a life that you've always wanted. I want to help you. I hope that you know that I believe in this industry, and I believe that the people that I have helped were able to reach their success and their goals because a little bit of what I taught them and the process of researching brands helped them get to their perfect fit.